Take a moment to review the history of QFD and get on the same page with its definition and background. QFD was first developed by the Japanese at Kobe Shipyard in the early 1970s. It then made its way through the Japanese engineering community to Toyota in the early 80s. And from there it spread to the United States and was used in the mid-80s for a major new product success by Ford when developing their Taurus sedan. QFD was first published in a major management journal, the Harvard Business Review, by MIT professor and AMS co-founder John Hauser, along with Don Clausing, who was lecturing at MIT at the time and had worked on the Taurus at Ford a few years back. As an aside, if you'd like a copy of this article, feel free to contact us directly. We're happy to give you one. Since this article, QFD has been used everywhere, not just for new product development, but also for the design of services, process improvements, Six Sigma, improving employee satisfaction, and even more. AMS has facilitated QFD sessions across a variety of industries, including medical devices, industrial components, high-tech, and consumer durables. We often get the question, where does the name QFD come from? QFD is actually derived from an obscure phrase in Japanese, which is loosely translated as quality function deployment. And you're probably wondering, and what exactly does quality function deployment even mean? You're not alone. The name actually does little to describe the process. QFD actually involves a set of tables known as the House of Quality, which is a term that you may be familiar with. And it got this name because the people developing it noticed that, with its triangular roof, the table resembles a house. As we've discussed in previous webinars, by identifying and prioritizing customer needs through voice of the customer research, companies can develop more successful products that meet the customer's needs that they value most, those that are important to them, and where current solutions on the market don't perform well. However, in our experience, many companies conduct voice of the customer only to find that their company struggles to use the results. Departments such as engineering or finance view research as interesting, but not specific enough to tell them what to do to change their products. It's just too abstract. On the other hand, market research views the needs that have emerged from a voice of the customer as precisely the output they were looking for, and they say that the other departments just don't get it. So the two sides end up in a difference of opinion that often puts an end to conducting voice of the customer, or certainly not conducting it as frequently, or not at all. The truth is that both sides are right. The needs that emerge from a good voice of the customer are not exactly what engineers need, so the critics are right. But the level of specificity is not the goal of voice of the customer, so marketing is right too. What both groups need is a technique to bridge the gap between needs and product solutions. What they need is QFD, a technique that translates voice of the customer findings into prioritized product capabilities that engineers and others involved in developing new products use. When training and coaching companies to conduct effective voice of the customer research, one of the most important points we at AMS make is that needs and solutions are in fact very different things. And in QFD, we make a further distinction. Needs, capabilities, and solutions are all different things. And this is done because there can be multiple capabilities that help meet a need, and multiple solutions for each capability. By using this conceptual structure in the QFD process, we can streamline the process and enable it to deal with all aspects of the product experience for which it is easier to assess with subjective rather than objective measures. The distinction between customer needs, capabilities, and solutions are important, so let's discuss them in a bit more detail. Take, for example, a motor vehicle. You might think that fuel efficiency is a customer need, but it's not. It's actually an engineering capability with associated metrics such as miles per gallon. The customer need or benefits associated with fuel efficiency include spending less money on fuel, longer driving range, fewer bad effects from global warming, and so forth. How does a vehicle deliver increased fuel efficiency? Well, that's where we get into solutions. So looking at our three categories here on the slide, we're answering three critical questions. First, what benefits does the customer want or need? And second, what capabilities does the product have to provide to deliver on those needs? And third, how does the product deliver on these capabilities and thus the need.